Happy Friday and welcome back to the 509 Unfiltered. Unfortunately, the environment outside is not being controlled by Zyrtec for me. I don't know what it is. It looks like Cottonwood to me. I didn't know we had Cottonwood here, but my eyes have been swollen. My nose has been stuffed. So we're going to record other things that I do. How does that sound?
Out here in the high desert, the stories are real, the people are tough, and the wind never quits. We're talking small businesses, local legends, and the kind of that drifts through town like a tumbleweed with a story to tell. Welcome to the 509 Unfiltered. Let's ride.
So everything that I know that is a hobby, like everything from podcasting to laser to sewing to embroidery to painting, literally everything I have taught myself. So today we are going to make a simple bag. I don't have any fancy equipment except for the laser. That's pretty fancy. But my sewing machine is from Walmart. And my embroidery machine is like lowbrow. So, I mean, it's nothing fancy here, and I am by no means a professional seamstress, so don't get it twisted. I don't do all the switching of the feet and all that jazz. I just don't. Okay, because it just doesn't matter that much to me, I guess. So I make a lot of these little bags, like a lot. And, you know, some are like this size. Some are like this size. So these I use a lot. I put them as gifts in geocaching. If I find a really good geocache, I use them a lot to take to hockey games because you can just stick your credit card and cash and your car key in there because you're not allowed to take your purse in. So I use these a lot for that. And then I have a bunch of these that I use to keep my GoPro and all its things in one, and then my Insta360 and all its things in another, and then all my microphones in another, and then you can use it for a makeup bag. I just use these a ton, and they are super simple. So let me show you how to do it. I got another Insta360. So I need to make another bag. Now when choosing fabric either comes one directional, meaning the pattern goes in one direction, which is kind of tricky. Hold on. I've just turned on my Meta glasses. So I have my sewing room set up so I can see my birds because I have like a bird buddy. And can you see them picking at the cotton because it's nesting season? Look at them. And then right above it, that ball that the bird is on, that little finch, I put another ball with a bunch of ribbons in it, and they've been pulling the ribbons out to make their nests. So anyways, super cute. So let me remind you, I am not a professional seamstress. Nothing is perfect. I just kind of wing it and eyeball it and all that jazz. I don't, have any special training or anything, so take that for what it is. All right, let's turn on the little iron, which is, I swear, one of the best inventions ever. And cut open this new fusible fleece. Again, perfect. Nope. Do I care? Nope. So fusible fleece has a very obvious glue side. And so I try to save as much fabric, as much supplies as I can, but is it the end of the world? No. Okay, so push it down. And then once the iron heats up, we'll glue it down. Okay, since these are both multi-directional fabrics, you can get away with this. If it was not, you would not be able to get away with it. So I'm just gonna trace a imperfect square, kind of because it's not perfect. Not perfect, not perfect, not perfect, but I don't waste my time on being perfect because it just doesn't matter when you sew it. Okay, so then I'm going to cut this out. Okay, so you need 2 interior panels, 1 exterior panel that has fusible fleece on it. This one's coming up a little, so let me just iron it just a touch. So I'll make sure I it's close enough, right? So just fold it in half. Yourself a nice little line. Somewhat good enough. Ta-da! You have 2 panels. Look at that. Bam! Done. Now I chose a yellow zipper, so I'm going to have to find some thread that matches that. But let's get set up first. Okay, so I always do everything down in my lap. So right side up, zipper teeth down. Clip, clip, clip. Okay, take 1 liner, right side down. Clip. It's so freaking easy. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay. Okay. Now let me change out the thread on my Walmart sewing machine. Be right back. Okay, if I learned nothing else in my little sewing thing, spend the extra cents and just get the long zipper, okay? Don't try to save yourself some money and get a short zipper and try to make these little teeny tiny bags. You will freaking regret it. Threading bobbins is not my favorite thing to do in the world. So I got a bobbin winder at Walmart for like 20 bucks and it makes it a heck of a lot easier. However, I still don't like it. So I just have a bunch of like half and quarter filled bobbins. Usually I just use black or white, but I don't even have one of those right now. So I found a yellow one that's kind of half full, so I'm just gonna use that. I don't think it's gonna match the yellow I'm gonna use for the thread, top thread, but it's fine. Again, I don't care. It's fine. This is the part where you would put on the zipper foot. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, dokie. So, you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Right? So it's kind of all crooked and fringy, and it's just like bleh, put together. And it's fine. Zippers hanging out on both sides. So now you're going to flip it over like this. You're going to go back over to your iron, and you're going to fold this over and press it down so you can get as close to the zipper teeth as possible. So I told you I hate bobbins. I freaking hate them, right? And I had a little bit of a bobbin hiccup in the beginning. So this happened. But that's okay, because you can fix it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry yourself about it. So let's get this all lined up the way we want it. Everything is fixable or hideable. We don't have to fret. Okay, now we're just going to go top stitch. Okay, so you've top stitched it and it looks like this. So now take this, your outer, fold it up to the other side of your zipper and clip it. Super off, doesn't matter, okay? Just doesn't. So now 1/4 inch seam allowance down the zipper again. I almost forgot to put on the other panel like a Dumbo. Okay, so this panel on ladybugs, green ladybugs on green ladybugs, but at the top of the zipper, okay? And then clip. Clip. So now you have this. So now 1/4 inch seam allowance down the zipper. So now you got this and this. But now you need to top stitch the other side. So open up your zipper and go press at your iron and get that all situated, and then we will top stitch. Okay, remember when I said you want long zippers, just pay the extra since this is kind of wide. Like you're trying to like finagle it in here, get it out of the way, and just allow yourself some extra room because it's really a pain. Okay, a little iron, give it a press. Okay, now we're just going to top stitch. Okay, so it still looks like a mess. I got red everywhere. It's all fringy, lame. Okay, so flip it inside out, but you've top stitched, right? So zip it halfway. And then put your interiors front sides together. You are going to stitch about that far, back stitch, leave a gap of about 1.5 inches to 2 inches, back stitch, and stitch to the end. Okay? And I'm not going to change the thread. So if you were going to put a tab on it, this is when you would do it. I'll do that in another tutorial, but I don't want this bag to have a tab because it's just going to be a blah bag where I throw batteries and stuff in it, and it just doesn't need it. Okay, so your zipper is halfway unzipped. Now you're going, and you have your little hole right here, which you need because that's how you flip the bag, right? Okay, so make yourself a little burrito. Kind of get your zipper in the center. Flip. And on the other side, because your zipper is undone, kind of just want to hold it together. Like if it were zipped, just kind of line it up that way. Okay. Now you can see here how far off I am, right? Like really far off. So mental note that I have to do more than 1/4 inch, probably closer to 1/2 inch to catch all the fabric. So now just burrito the interior panels, okay? And clip it. And try to get the seam on top of the zipper best you can. Do it on the other side. If you were going to insert a tab, it would go right here on the outer. And you would put the hardware down inside of there. Now pick a side for the seam that you want to sew down. Like you don't want half going this way and half going this way, so just pick a side. You can just stitch. Okay? So this side is pretty even. So I'll just do a normal 1/4 inch. This side is a hot mess, so I'll probably do 1/2 inch on this side. Okay, so stitch. Okay, so I'm gonna fold the seam in on this side. I'm gonna back stitch. And then when I get to the end, I'm gonna back stitch again. That's that. And then you just do the other side. So here's what we have. It kind of looks like a maxi pad with a zipper, to be honest. Okay, so So now we're just gonna trim it down on both ends till it's get all this extra everything on it. Okay, so your zipper should be inside. So let me get the scissor. Okay, impatient people like myself, this is an itty bitty hole for an itty bitty bag. So flip it through the itty bitty hole. Just be slow and patient, or you are going to fray the crap out of it. Okay? It's gonna take a few minutes. Okay, and here's what it looks like. I'm almost done flipping it. Now open up your zipper. You probably have some threads to trim off. And then flip it. So it's going the right way. Okay? Get your super expensive chopstick and punch out those corners. Okay. Now you have a decision to make. So your decision is, it's super cute like this. See, it all worked out, even though there were tons of mistakes on the inside. It just doesn't matter. You can fix it. Just sew right over it. Who cares? So you still have your hole on the inside, which is fine. We'll deal with that in a second. But do you want it rectangle? It's still cute. Or do you want it more of like a box? I like it both ways, but I'm gonna box it. So here's what you do. Flip it back inside out. Careful, careful, careful. Pull your zipper back halfway up. Shut your corners real good with your fancy chopstick. Now let's square the corners. Okay, so you get your bag. You're just gonna take the corner. You can measure it if you want. I think I'm gonna do a 1/2 inch. See what happens. It's gonna be cute no matter what you decide, so don't worry about it. Okay. So I'm gonna do a 1/2 inch all the way around. Is it perfect? No. Do I care? No. This is totally my sewing method. Just wing it, see what happens. Okay, so I did 1/2 inch, and you are just going to sew. I'll show you. So lay the cord down. There's our little line. We're just going to sew straight line over it. Back stitch, back stitch. Okay, and do that on all 4 corners. All right, so I've got all 4 corners. So when you flip it, this is what it looks like. You can kind of see the end is more square. That's perfect for what I need it for. Okay, so now I got to deal with the hole in the middle. So you have options here too. You can either just run it across a sewing machine, because if anybody's looking in your bag, who cares, right? You could hand stitch it, make it really pretty with an invisible stitch. Or you could just seal it shut with some glue tape, which is what we use. All right, let's see what we got here. So this is some heat and bond. Let's just use this size. Here's our little hole. Kind of iron it down, just get the, the fray part on the inside. Okay, so I'm just stuffing it in there, and honestly, it's just going to be good enough, I promise. So just line it up, hold it, and then just iron along the seam. It's going to be invisible. Let it cool. Your bag is done. So I told you I use these bags a lot, and I'm not even joking. Okay, so this is like some of my camera stuff. So this is GoPro. GoPro, but these are mics. So we'll keep all the mics together. Put GoPro in here and Insta360, and cute, right? So thank you for joining me on the 509 Unfiltered Crafting Edition. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you on the next one.
That's it for this one. Want more? Be sure to follow, subscribe, and send us the good stuff. We'll see you on the next ride.